Jack Carver went to the University of Denver in 1950. He had no idea where his interest in radio would take him.
I got a call fall of my freshman year at DU saying they didn't have an announce job open, but they had one in the mailroom. Was I interested? I said, sure.
However, in the months before the new TV studios were completed on Spear Boulevard in 1953, Jack found himself being trained in TV production. He worked full-time at Channel 7 and attended classes at DU. In November of 1953, Carver was chosen to run camera on KLZ-TV's first broadcast day. Early in 1954, he became the producer-director on major Channel 7 programs, including The Sheriff Scotty Show and Channel 7's 10 p.m. News. Carver was a pioneer in television directing in Colorado, and his talent directing remote broadcasts soon found him assigned to many of the first remote television broadcasts in Denver.
I mean, we had absolutely the greatest bunch of engineers that you can imagine. I mean, in terms of cooperating with production. I'd go in and sit down with Gil or Timmy or any of them and say, okay guys, here's a good one for you. How are we going to make this work? And they would immediately dig into the challenge, loved it, and find a way. I mean, it was special.
Some of the remotes he directed included the first NFL football game played and telecast in Colorado at Folsom Field.
Del Peden had spent a month probably working on a telephoto lens that he created, and you could get a headshot of a quarterback from the stands. As far as I know, that's the first time there was a lens that was capable of doing that, and so that was fun. You had two cameras, so you had a cover shot, and then you'd have medium and tight from the other camera, which from a director's standpoint made it fairly easy because you couldn't screw up too many things when you only had two to work with.
In 1955, Jack was the producer-director for CBS News feeds during President Dwight D. Eisenhower's heart attack in Denver. He directed the first CBS Sports special, hosted by CBS Sports personality Jack Whitaker. Jack was the CBS liaison for FIS ski jumping events from Steamboat Springs and directed the 1961 NCAA National College Hockey Playoffs for CBS from DU Arena. In 1957, he was appointed production manager for Channel 7, a position he held until 1961. Throughout this time, Jack and Jerry Vondergeest were looking to the future. In 1958, Jack and Jerry founded JPI and Associates, a television production company. During the rush to the Rocky Centennial, JPI produced Land of Legend, a TV series on early Colorado history. They wrote and shot the show evenings and weekends.
As I recall, we told him it would cost $391. And that would just barely cover the film and the processing, not our travel. But I really, really wanted to do this in the worst way. Then we switched to color, which really did eat into our budget a lot. Jerry and I climbed up on a hill, and Jerry looked at me and said, "We're really going to do this?" And we did, and it was wonderful.
In 1958, Land of Legend won a prestigious National Dupont Award for the series. The TV series then led to a book co-authored with Vondergeest. From 1962 to 1965, Jack returned to the University of Denver, where he became the broadcast liaison for University of Denver Centennial. They did 4 television specials. JPI syndicated advertising for utility companies in the western part of the country. Carver then built a 3-camera TV van when they were hired to shoot and produce programs for the American Quarter Horse Association. The shows were titled America's Horse and aired on ESPN. In the early 90s, JPI started a new series of rodeos and national horse breed shows. The programs aired on what is today Fox Sports Network. He coordinated production of weekly cable TV industry newscasts. He also supervised remote newscasts shot and aired on the site at major cable TV conventions in Los Angeles, Dallas, and Anaheim. In 2000, Jack Carver retired at age 68. He passed away on January 23, 2013. He was 81. The broadcast professionals of Colorado are proud to welcome Jack Carver as a 2013 inductee to the BPC Hall of Fame.